Hi, welcome back to Tutor Think. This is the second example for relating purchases to matrix equations. This is a 2x2 matrix. As I explained earlier in my first video, for the first example for this type of question, this is just the same type of question, a similar one. I'm taking the last example under this and I'll move on to the next topic. So we have two friends, Kofi and Sam, who went to buy fish and kinky at school cafeteria. Kofi bought 1 kinky and 2 pieces of fish, which cost him 10 cedis. Sam also bought 2 balls of kinky with 3 pieces of fish, which cost him 18 cedis. The first question said we should write down the equation that is relating these purchases, the amount spent by the two guys. Then we can rewrite the equation in the form AX equal to what? B. That is question 2. And then the last question says find A inverse, determine the cost of kinky and the cost of what? Fish. That is the cost of 1 kinky and the cost of 1 piece of fish. So please subscribe to this channel if you haven't. My name is Daniel and let's see what we have today. So the first thing we need to do is to write down the equation relating the question. So the first thing you say is let X be the cost of 1 kinky and let Y be the cost of 1 fish. If you are able to get the cost of 1 fish and 1 kinky, it will be easier to find the total cost of kinky and fishes that were bought. So let's see what we can do next. So now the next thing to do is to write the equation relating to the purchases. Since we have X representing 1 cost of kinky, which we don't know. So we go back to the question and we read it from there. The question says Kofi bought 1 kinky and 2 pieces of fish. So 1 kinky means 1x, which is the same as x. So x plus 2y, which is 2 pieces of fish, equals to the cost. The cost is what? 10 cedis. So here we have x plus 2y equals to what? 10. And this is equation 1. Then we move on to Sam. So Sam also bought 2 balls of kinky with 3 pieces of fish. So we have 2 times x giving us 2x plus 3y, 3 pieces of fish, equals to what? 18. So that is what we have. We have 2x plus 3y equal to 18. And this is equation 2. Now this is the solution for question 1, which is I. So you are done with that. Now question 2 says rewrite the equation in the form AX equal to what? B. So to do that, we just change the question into matrix by writing the coefficients of the what? The variable. So first we write the coefficients of the x term here. It is 1. The variable in front of x is 1. So you use it to deduce the matrix. So we have 1. The variable in front of the next x is 2. So you write it here. Then we move to y. We have 2 and 3. So this is the first matrix. Multiply this result by x and y. So multiply by x, y. Remember, you cannot interchange y to x. You can't say y and x. It's always x and y. So then equate the result to the cost, which is the constant. 10, 18. Now that is it. We are done writing that. Now the question said this is called A. This is called X. And the constant here is B. So that was what the question said. AX equal to what? B. That is what we have done here. So you are done with solution number what? 2. As simple as that. Now let's move on to the third one. The third one says find A inverse and use it to determine the value for x and y. Now we have a formula for that. To be able to find A inverse, we need the determinant of the matrix A, and then we need the adjoint of A. Then 1 over the determinant times the adjoint will give us the inverse of the matrix A. So the formula says that A inverse equals 1 over determinant of A times adjoint of what? Of A. Now let's find the determinant and find the what? Adjoint of A. Then we can put it into this formula. So first we have to deduce the matrix A. The matrix A was 1, 2, 2, 3. Now the determinant of A, which is A determinant equals what? It is 3 times 1 minus 2 times 2. Remember, this diagonal minus the multiplication of this diagonal. So this time this minus this. You cannot turn it as this time this minus this time. It will be wrong. So always this side minus what? This side. So we have 3 times 1 giving us 3 by 1 minus 2 by 2. If there is a negative here, this one will cancel it. So we have determinant of A giving us 3 minus what? 4. So we have determinant of A is giving us neg 1. Now the next thing is to find the adjoint of A. Note that if I have a matrix A giving me A, B, C, D, this is very simple. For adjoint of A, you interchange, or for the adjoint of this matrix, interchange A, D, negate B and C. So this is adjoint of A is giving us D neg C neg B A. So that is what I have here. So now I negated B and C, and then I interchanged the position of A and D. So that is how we find the adjoint of a 2 by 2 matrix. This is not the same as a 3 by 3 matrix. There is a way we find for 3 by 3 by using the cofactor. So now use this rule to find the adjoint of what? The matrix A that was given to us. So let's say adjoint of A is giving us, now interchange 3 and 1. So now we have 3 neg 2 neg 2 1. That is it. Now that we have adjoint of A, we can substitute the result into our formula, which says that A inverse equals 1 over determinant times adjoint of what? A. So we have A inverse giving us 1 over negative 1, which is our determinant, times adjoint of what? A. Adjoint of A is giving us what? This one. 3 neg 2 neg 2 1. And this is giving us A inverse equals neg 1 times 3 2 neg 2 1. Now note carefully that because this one is not a fraction, because the determinant was giving us a negative 1, so we don't have a fraction here, so you can use this to multiply through. But in my first example under this video, you can check this in the playlist General Mathematics. The first example under this, you see that there is a fraction here. If you have a fraction here, don't use it to multiply. Wait, you will use it at the latter end. So we can use the scalar negative 1 to multiply through, and we have our A inverse being equal to neg 3. This time this neg 3. This time this will give us 2. This time this will give us 2. This time this will give us neg 1. Okay, so that is the A inverse for us. Now to be able to find x, which is x and y, it is just that you quote that x equals to what? A inverse times what? B, which is 10 and 18. So all you need to do is to quote that formula, which is x equal to A inverse times what? B. All you need is this. But I want to teach you how to do this. I've done that in the previous video. If this is your first video, I'll do it again so that you understand why we have this. So first, we say that from this equation, Ax equals to B, we can deduce the formula that we just wrote there by saying from Ax, which is equal to what? B, multiply both sides by what? The inverse of A. So we have A inverse times Ax giving us what? A inverse times B. Now note that in my previous video I said that the inverse times the matrix itself will give you the identity matrix. So something like, but A inverse times A equal to what? I. So now we have I x equals A inverse of what? B. Also, Ix equals what? X. So let me put but here. Ix equals X. What this means is that when you multiply the identity matrix by the variable X, which is X standing for a separate matrix on its own, the result is still what? X. Let me give you an example. Relax. So let's assume that we have X equals, let's say 2, 6. Okay. And then we have the identity matrix I equals 1, 0, 0, 1. This is the identity matrix for a 2 by 2 matrix because I'm working with a 2 by 2 matrix. So now, if I want Ix, the result is what? 1, 0, 0, 1 times what? 2, 6. Now, when I multiply this, I am getting, let me write the 2 and 6 here. 2 times 1 is giving me what? 2. 6 times 0 is giving me plus 0. 2 times 0 is giving me what? 0. 6 times 1 is giving me what? Plus 6. Now watch carefully. The result for Ix is giving us what? This plus this, we are having 2. This plus this, we are having 6. So you see, we are still generating x equals to what? 6. 2, 6. That is why we are saying that Ix is equal to what? X. Ix is equal to what? X. Do we get the concept now? So from here, we can say that X equals A inverse times B. And that is what I said in the beginning when we got here. So anytime you get here, there's no need for you to pass through all the steps I have done. Remember this one. Just quote this one. Multiply the inverse function you have gotten by B, where B, you already have B to be 10 and 18, and then you can find the value of what? X. This X stands for what? X and Y. That is what we have here. So you can find that as simple as that. You can also go through this step if you like it. So let's see what we have. So the formula was giving us X equals A inverse times what? B. We know B to be 10 and 18. So we have X here is X and Y equal to the inverse matrix, which is neg 3, 2, 2, neg 1 times 10, 18. So now we can multiply this to find the values of X and Y. And I said to multiply this, just write your matrix minus 3, 2, 2, neg 1 here. Then pick this one, turn it this way, move in this direction, 90 degrees anti-clockwise. So I will move like this. Then when I move like that, I'm having 10, 18. Now use 10 to multiply this plus 18 times this. When you finish, 10 times this plus 18 times what? The last value. So now we can now multiply 10 times 3, which is negative 3. We are getting what? Minus 30. Then plus 18 times 2. Remember, don't use the 10 to multiply this one. Work with the first rule first. So 10 times negative 3, I got that. 18 times 2, I'm getting what? Plus 36. Put this in one bracket. Then I have 10 times 2. I'm moving to row 2. This is row 2. What? We have row 2 here, and this side is row what? 1. So now 10 times 2, I'm getting 20. Then 18 times this, I'm getting what? Plus minus what? 18. Okay? So now this will be our result. Now we can sum up this result, and we are having X, Y equals this plus this. We are having what? 6. This plus this. What are we getting? 2. So therefore, x equals what? 6, y equals what? 2. So now the cost for one ball of what? Kenke is 6 cedis, and the cost for one piece of fish is what? 2 cedis. So you can write that statement for him in the exam. The cost of one ball of Kenke is 6 cedis. The cost of one piece of fish is what? 2 cedis. Now before you start any matrix calculation, you can punch the matrix question on your calculator, which is the matrix equation on your calculator, to find your answers so that you know what you are looking for. Now, in the beginning, listen very carefully. When I started, we wrote these two equations here. All you need to do is that anytime you are coming to start, punch this equation on your calculator to cross-check the answers you get for x and y before you start the calculation, so that when you get it wrong, you will know that whatever you have done is what? Incorrect. Now, this is my calculator. If I want to punch, I'll just press on what? Mode. From mode, select number 5, which is what? Equation 5. Now when you select 5, your next option is select 1. 1 will give you two simultaneous equations. So now I'm selecting what? 1. You see, I've gotten two simultaneous equations. Now punch in the coefficients of the first equation. We have 1, 2, and 10. So the first thing you do is you press what? 1, which is what I've done. You press equal to. Then you press what? 2, which is what I've done. You press equal to. The next is constant. The constant is 10. So you punch your 10. Then you press equal to. The calculator itself will move you to equation 2. Then you press 2, because the first value we have 2, 3, 18. So I'll just press 2, 3, and 18. As you press the value, you press equal to. Then you press equal to again. X is equal to 6. Y equals to 2. So whatever work we have done is what? Correct. X is 6, Y is 2. So this is the end of this video. My name is Daniel. Please subscribe to this channel. I repeat, please subscribe to this channel, support this work, and I will see you in the next video.